Okay. Uh, Hello everyone. Welcome to the Freight Frenzy Season 2 workshops. Today we will are having a slightly different schedule where instead of a team or a presentation actually happening, today we will be watching the head referee walkthrough video on the actual Freight Frenzy game. I will also be going over the FTC legal and illegal parts list that goes over parts of different robots, things you can use, different hardwares that you cannot use and you can use, and cell phones, which is one of the main questions that we usually get. And I'll also be showing where the FTC forum is and just a slight workaround on how to search for things and just to find information, and also saying that most uh, competition updates on the rules and on playing for the matches do have seniority in the FTC forum because that's where a lot of headquarters and a lot of head referees respond, and that's actually the fastest way to get to FTC information. So I'm going to share my screen first. Now you can find the FTC the legal and illegal. Did I disappear for a second? Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good.
You're
Okay,
still
cool.
there.
Nice. It crashed for a second. That was weird.
Yeah, I
Let's try
think
this
I
again.
noticed that.
Oh,
Let's
your
try this
share
again.
your share came up and dropped right away. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. Can you see it this time?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So this is the 2021-2022 season legal and illegal parts list. First, we're going to be going over the legal parts. As you know, you have the Tetrix kit, the Pitsco Tetris kit. You have the Rev Robotics kit. You have these are all vendor kits, and then you have the new Tetrix Prime starter sets. Cell phones wise, if you're still using an expansion hub and a control hub without the driver hub or the driver station, you have the Moto G second generation, the third generation of the Motorola G4 Play. You have the Motorola G5, the Motorola G5 Plus, the Moto E4, and the Motorola E5 Play. You used to be able to also have the Samsung S5s, but you can't have those no more. Sorry. Yeah, S5s, but they're not no more. And these are all the pictures of the different phones. They also you do not have ZTE phones no more. So then you have the Rev expansion hub, you have the Rev control hub, and you have the Rev driver hub. And yes, you can still have up to two expansion hubs and or control hub and a second expansion hub, meaning two and two. You have the servo power module. You have the mini USB to OTG adapter. Oh, I never knew that's what it was called actually. I'm used to calling it the MP3 adapter. That's just me. You have the OTG adapter to the other version. You have the different controllers, the Logitech controllers, the Xbox 360 wired controllers, the ET Park wired controller, and the Sony DualShock 4 wireless controllers. But that's if you want to be fancy. And then you also have different motors and wheels. You have the AndyMark parts, the Neverest motors, and the different robotic wheels and sprockets and gear locks. You have the Tetrix DC motors, which I'm not going to say those are terrible, but they work. You have the modern robotics motors, and then I'm gonna skip down a little bit. You still have the rev motors. Yeah, these are different type of servos you can use, the different types of switch, and you are allowed to 3D print your own switch holder. You don't have to use the switch holder, the plastic piece that does come with it, because it does tend to break sometimes. Um, you have these giant wheels, other different pieces. You have this is a Vex motor that you are allowed to mount, but it has to be used as a servo. As you can see, counted as servo right here. You have the the Tetrix batteries with the Tamiya ends. But you can also, so what my team does is we actually snip off the Tamiya end and actually Anderson pole the red and the black onto those to make it easier to connect to, because the Tamiya ends sometimes fail. And then you also got to remember to change the fuse, just like on the Rev battery. But the Rev, you have the, is it the, I just saw it, the XT30 adapter is what the yellow piece is called. And just like I said, the Anderson poles, the red and black on one end, the clips to the, oh, it's right here, the XT30. I was right, nice. And then you have other piping. You have the different types of chain and sprockets you can use. We're going to scroll down. You have glue, aluminum, and galvanized metals. You have the different sensors, the modern robotics color sensor. Now, one misconception is you're not allowed to use, as you'll see later, you're not allowed to use the modern robotics electrical control system, but you are allowed to use modern robotics sensors and motors. It is slightly confusing, but that's what it says in the rules. You do have the different cameras you can, well, like one camera that you can use, or as it used to be, the cell phone for using Vuforia that you kept on your robot, you were able to use that camera. You have the different types of glues and Loctite. Anderson pole again, as I say, they come in handy. And then a few other things, linear actuators, Wago connector. Let me just act like I know what that is. Different type of pulley systems and springs, more unique wheels, tank treads that come with the, if I remember correctly, Tetrix pieces. Different angle pieces that you can drill or buy. And then next, we have now the illegal parts list for the 2021-2022 season. As I said before, it is the Modern Robotics Core Legacy module, the Modern Robotics hardware set. So you can use the core device interface module or the motor controller modules or the Modern Robotics Core Power Distribution module, because all that is now combined into one expansion / control hub. You also are not allowed to use the Lego / NXT legacy sensors or any of these other electronic devices or these off-the-shelf Tetrix arm grippers. We want you to be more creative and unique. You can't use the Lego EV3 or the Lego NXT bricks as the brains no more. That's going back about 5 or 6 years now. Or these which look like we do motors. And these other high technic prototype board solderless and soldered pieces. And that is the end of our quick tour on the illegal parts list. Are there any questions right now before I move on to the form real fast? I see one shake no, I see two shake no's. Okay, well then we'll move to the FTC form. So the quickest way to find the FTC form is to Google FTC form. It pops right up on the Google website. As you can also see in the title, the website title, ftcforum.firstinspires.org. This is what the homepage looks like. You have very quick access. They've recently, as the head referee in the video that I'll be showing later in a little bit, actually talked about the form, how it's been updated, and how they have now tags attached to different form extensions. So as you can see, you have a control hub forum, you have the MIT App Inventor forum, the Scorekeeper forum, and you have this different attachment that people either ask questions. Most people end up responding very, I'm not say quickly, but promptly. Like as you can see, one of the most recent ones is right here for 10/11, which is just last week, for how to download Java files from Rev hardware clients, so on and so forth. And then you can also ask your own questions and get more information on even past stuff because it kind of doesn't get deleted. And Now I shall move on